December 28th, I think, 2019. Didn't get the ram pump shut down during the last thaw quick enough, and everything froze up. And then of course once it's frozen, you're not closing valves without breaking them, so had to just let it ride. So took on a little bit of damage. Fortunately nothing too horrible. This is our 2-inch line coming in from the spring. Took on a crack there, nothing major. I'm going to splice a new piece of PVC in here and we'll fix that. That'll be easy. Standpipe took a little bit of damage. That's kind of frustrating because those parts are a little more expensive. But you know, things happen, things happen. Interesting, the little ice cores here that were still sitting in here from before. Anyway, I'm down to, fortunately I put unions in everything here. Both on the 2-inch input and on the 1.5-inch output, so I can pop this whole assembly out. We took on some cracks here in the bottom of the standpipe, and actually that crack runs up into the next piece, but I think I can get away with just cutting this clean and putting a new T on, and we'll replace everything below that, of course, because we have to. And then I think I can epoxy some of this, because this standpipe isn't under any pressure. It basically is just a water column, so if the whole thing was full, it might be, you know, 3 psi max. So I think it'll be okay. So I'm down here just to pull the assembly, but I thought I'd show the splits before I took it apart and replaced it, because I know people are always interested in what's going on with the ram pump. So that's what's going on right now with the ram pump. I'll give you an update when I'm done with repair and reassembly. It's cold out. Anybody want to send some summer this way? Go right ahead. Alright, well, I did some lining up of pieces and such, and I think I can make it swing. This piece that's cracked in the upper part definitely has some serious cracks, but I'm going to, I think I'm actually going to put some pipe glue in this one before I assemble it, and see if I can get that to weld. And then I'll probably epoxy over the outside, maybe something. But I think I can make that work. Again, it's not under extreme pressure, and these T fittings with the 2-inch offset are about 15 bucks a piece. So just 2 of those is 30 bucks without, you know, doing other pipe pieces. Anyway, seems to be coming along in a positive direction, so that's nice. So this is what we're looking like dry fit. Still got that chip here I'm going to have to weld, and I might epoxy over some of this, something, I don't know. But dry fit, I think we got all our cuts and measurements and cleaning and dry part done. Now I'll take this out and hit it with the glue, and we'll let it set up, and then I'll go over it for some finer detail. Sitting here looking at all these pieces, I was realizing I actually could have just epoxied all these pieces back together, but I don't think that's a great fix compared to replacing a couple fittings. I always try to do things, you know, better, long-lasting repairs rather than something temporary and then things break on you right when you don't need them to. There's already plenty of that in anything homesteading or home engineered. Alright, carry on. Alright, I let it dry and cure a couple days. It's been pouring rain and then switched to sleet yesterday, and I didn't much feel like slopping around in the cold and rain. So I'm going to go install the new standpipe reassembled assembly now, and hopefully it'll all go. Anyway, that's the finished rebuild. Carry on. Well, of course, there was a crack I didn't see here that ran a lot longer up the pipe than I thought, so I had to drop everything, drive 25 miles to the store to get more PVC, went and got another section of 10-foot PVC, Came back, go to reassemble it, find there's more pieces cracked. Managed to scrap together just enough pipe to close the deal. So it's all bonded together. It's not the best bond in cold weather and under these conditions, but I think if I let it set up for a bit, it'll hold, and hopefully we can get the ram pump back online and get water moving again, because we've been burning through it in the greenhouse. Anyway, despite those complications, the new standpipe reassembly went back in pretty much just plug and play, so that was nice. And I think we'll be good. I'm going to let that set up for a bit, and of course I forgot to bring the screw cap down for the end of the pipe, so I'll have to get that anyway. So I'm going to pull my tools up out of here, and then we'll put this back online in a little bit, let this pipe set up a bit. Last thing I need is that breaking again. I think we have success to put the ram back online. Keep your fingers crossed. And Happy New Year, because it's December 31st, 2019. Alright, January 3rd, 2020. I managed to get these pipe pieces back together the other night, when I was out here working on it. Got water flowing again. Got water into the standpipe again. Went to start the pump. No water coming through. The drive pipe was still frozen solid. So I left the water in the standpipe running to thaw it. It thawed it. And then yesterday I started it back up. But I forgot to bring the camera down with me. So here I am back today. The delivery line that runs up, there's one point it crosses under the road. That's kind of a low point, and that's where it always freezes. So I just brought some warm water down from the greenhouse, thermal mass tanks, and put some in there to hopefully thaw that sleeve out. You can hear right now and see by how hard the ram pump is slapping and how hard that pipe is shocking that the pump is running, but it's not delivering. It's basically at maximum system pressure right now, and kind of waiting for the delivery line to thaw and clear, and then it should start delivering water. I don't think we're supposed to go below freezing tonight. We didn't last night, and we've been mid-40s in the daytime, so things are slowly thawing. We're supposed to get some rain tonight into tomorrow. That should help thaw out the ground in case my thermal mass warming doesn't thaw the delivery line. Anyway, things are back together in a functional manner for now. I do have to pull this standpipe back off at some point, and I didn't realize that crack went as far up as it did. You can see where my new tees are and where the old tee is and how the crack runs up. This time of year, there's more than enough water, as you can see by the overflow. Even while the ram pump is running, we're overflowing a lot of water, probably 30 gallons a minute, maybe 40 overflow. So anyway, at some point I'll pull the union on that and the union on this and a couple of mount brackets and pull this back out, bring it up, and I'll probably just epoxy that either on the inside or the outside, or maybe even both. But I'll seal that up for summer season when water levels are lower. For now, that actually will help keep water flowing and help prevent freezing, so it's good for that. What else? I guess that's it. I guess we'll just go down and have a look at the ram running itself, and you'll be able to hear it running up at that high pressure level. Yeah, look at that. It's even jumping the sleeve right up. Anyway, just wanted to show that it's back online and running. We're just waiting for the thaw, and then we can refill some tanks in the greenhouse, which should be good because we're down about $1.50, about 150 gallons, and it's January, so now we're headed into the theoretically coldest months of the year, which is when we start really burning water to keep humidity up and all that sort of thing while the stove is running to keep temperatures. Anyway, that's that for now. I'll add more if there's more to add. Meanwhile, thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network, and Happy New Year to all my viewers and subscribers.